I remember when the rain fall, everything around me tumbled down, but my mind stayed strong, no worry at all. Cause I know the way to. A crown. Some people and some people cry, but me I just smile and wave goodbye. Cause wisdom showed me where to stay, and peace of mind they here to stay. When the wind blow heavy, my feet still steady, cause I know something they don't know. Tomorrow sweet past today, oh. My money safe, I not go stray. All those sleep past today. Stay for him, but show me the way, oh. No shaking, no breaking, we stay.
All right. I think everything should be working fine. So apparently we can start. My name is Hightech, of course. I'm the CEO of Trade for Impact, fully automated cryptocurrency trading system. Working on Binance in subscription mode and on Signal in profit sharing mode. And on these live streams, I talk about what just happened today in the cryptocurrency market, what do I think about it, and how well Trade for Impact is navigating through all of it, of course. So let me maybe quickly confirm if we got sound here. There's a little bit of delay, I see. Oh yeah, I will confirm it later then. Hopefully everything is working fine. Anyway, if you have any questions, of course, ask me in the live chat. Right now I can see live chat only on YouTube and on X. So in order to be able to for me to be able to read your messages, of course, go over to my X profile, which is at h173k on X, and just join the live stream there. If you want to write me, of course. If you want to write me, if you just want to watch, then it's not necessary. Then stay at the platform of your choice, and there you can write me. Okay, so fear and greed index, as you see, is at 29, which is still fairly low. We had a little bit of shorting yesterday on Bitcoin, not too much though. So the price is more or less where it was. Not much of a difference in percentage terms. Well, I think maybe now I'll be able to check it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the sound is fully confirmed by now, so that's cool. Of course, give it a like if you stumbled upon this live stream somewhere on the internet. Give it a like, give it a follow or subscribe, depending on which platform you found it, and of course, share my content. Sharing my content is absolutely the best tip you can give me. Other than, of course, getting yourself a little bit of high tech, but we are talking about it. We will talk about it in a minute. So, crypto fear and greed index, as you see at 29, it's more or less it's circulating around same vicinity for last few days. Here it was 32, 29, 31, and now it's 29 again, right? So it's more or less at the same level for a few days already, which is a good sign. That is not getting overheated. We don't want it to overheat. We don't want it to grow too fast, because that means market becomes overloaded too quickly. And as I tend to say, bulls had to be ridden. Bulls bulls rarely only when they don't know they are ridden, right? And in their mind there is nobody riding them, then they're ready. So that is why it can happen only when the market is really lightweight, and it's very difficult for the bull to notice that anyone is at its back, right? Sorry for that. So liquidation levels are very similar to what we see with what we saw yesterday. Of course, there is more long liquidations than shorts, because as you see, $36 million liquidated in longs, just $15 million liquidated in shorts. This can very well change today, because it's those are very low numbers, to be honest. I know we've seen much lower than that, like literally 10% of that already, but that you should consider low still. So this is a sign everyone is sitting at home. Nobody is really doing anything. So people that keep trading this now, I mean, people mostly we are talking about market makers right now, and algorithmic trading, and some retail traders, and that's it. The title of today's live stream is compensation delivered, right? Because I mean, those that watched my live streams and remember all of the thumbnails, and then and by the way, before I go into that story, yesterday's live stream, I don't know why it recorded in a very low resolution. So that is why, I mean, fortunately, every single time I record a live stream, I mean, I make a live stream, I record it on screen too. So that is why I had to re-upload it onto my YouTube channel, the screen recorded version. I posted it on my X, but on other platforms, I think on Twitch and on Rumble, it stayed in a super low resolution, and I don't know what was the cause. I did not notice it when I was recording. So yeah, if you for whatever reason you want to watch yesterday's live stream, go to my YouTube. That is why it's worth to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because you know whatever flop happens here, then I will re-upload it from screen recording to my YouTube channel, and I also post it on my X profile. So both of them are worth to follow. But yeah, the title is compensation delivered, because you know the story of my thumbnails was that the bull was trying to get to work, then the car broke, then he went to the bus stop, then he got hit by a car when he was waiting for the bus, then he was taken to the hospital. He got better. He went back. He was enjoying being back at home after such terrible day. And then today the postman, the mayor guy delivered the compensation, right, from the insurance company. So Bull received a little bit of money. Either will be able to stay at home, or maybe even enjoy life for a short time. So what do I want to say by that? Well, I expect the market to recover slightly from here, at least in the worst case scenario. Even if we are to see further decline, I think we are going to get a little bit of a relief in the worst case scenario. And there's some people trying to convince us, trying to forecast much more pain ahead. On Bitcoin, to be honest, that's possible. Bitcoin has room to fall from here. When we look at altcoins, it looks like we don't have that comfort there, even though many altcoins that got delisted from Binance, even though they already looked like super oversold, they were already at their all-time lows. They managed to fall even additional minus 50%, which sounds absolutely unbelievable, especially for those that remember how those charts looked, before that happened. So with altcoins, they never disappoint when it comes to how far they can drop. They never disappoint. They always can drop lower. it seems like that one is the lesson. As you see on SPY, the pre-market price is lower, which probably means SPY is going to drop, or at least it's going to have opening much lower from yesterday's close. That probably will motivate some. I mean, we are literally like 1 minute away from the market's opening. That probably will motivate a little bit of a decline on Bitcoin. Probably a small short right now is like, I don't know, 0.5% on Bitcoin. I mean, it has a huge chances now of playing out, of working out, and yeah, I think we will see it. We will see it literally in 30 seconds. So let's stay here. Let's stay here, and shortly after we will switch to the Bitcoin chart and look at what exactly how it affected the Bitcoin market. Most of the time, if S&P opens low, Bitcoin dips literally in the same 15-minute candle. So like 9 out of 10. So that's to be expected right now. Yeah, and as you see, we opened lower. Are we going to recover from here? Are we going to see a nice green candle and a comeback to yesterday's close? Right now, at least it's opening on a green candle, so that's good, and it's trying to recover. Since we've got Bitcoin spot ETFs, unfortunately, we are much more correlated to what S&P is doing. I mean, we were correlated before, but now we are much more correlated than then. And when we go to Bitcoin, probably we will see literally in the same 15-minute candle, we are going to see a drop. Oh no! Oh wow! Actually, you don't see a drop, so that's good. That's really good. At least for now. At least for now, it didn't really drop by much. Maybe, just maybe, last hour. Or yeah, last hour was already calculating it in, and that is why we had a drop here. So maybe that is why, yeah. But now we are dropping. Now we are dropping, not by much, because I mean, don't forget that in percentage terms, last few days from very top to the very bottom of this range, that's 4%. That's really nothing when we want to consider that this is a cryptocurrency market, one of the most volatile markets that you can find in global finance, if not the most volatile market. So that is why 4%, that's almost forex like volatility, very small. I would definitely do not advise you to trade it on leverage. It's very easy to get wiped out. Not even market makers are long-term successful with trading leverage here, so that's why. Short-term success, yeah, of course, you can find plenty of guys that short-term were performing really well, but at the end of the day, they got completely obliterated, completely wrecked. So Bitcoin is recovering right now. That means, yeah, we continue this green candle here, yeah, exactly on S&P. Let's see how this one is going to go. I think, if I remember correct, Jerome Powell is going to speak about current. He's going to have a conference about current American economy, state, and what is Federal Reserve position about it. What is their take? In my opinion, he's going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar on it. He's going to say that it's doing well, it's going strong, and therefore interest rate cuts are probably not necessary immediately, maybe sometime later this year. And will that bring the market down? No, I don't think so. I don't really think so, because at the end of the day, he's going to say it's good, right? That things are good. So the average investor is going to feel, well, is going to feel confident, and yeah, interest rate cuts, they don't really have that much effect on the crypto market, even though most of the space tries to convince you that they do have immense effect. If you are in the space for as long as I am, you remember that the biggest bull market, the biggest bull market in the crypto market happened when the Fed was rising interest rates, and that was 2017, right? So I think that's one of the most iconic proofs that it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, this market is really of a very, very small size, just a tiny, tiny fraction from TradFi. When they come over to us, they cause huge pumps, huge gains. They push up the price by absolutely crazy amounts. So that's our advantage, to be honest. That's our advantage. Of course, you must be very careful with not to do not get caught on the wrong side of the trade. Trade for impact helps with that. I have been showing it for a very long time. Just a recent example is comes from Mantra coin, where I was showing it literally yesterday and the day before yesterday. But let me show it because yesterday's live stream was crap. So allow me to show it once again. How our system avoided the crash. Yeah, here here was our exit, and shortly, like literally hour, a little bit over an hour after, minus 93 in the most drastic moment, in the deepest moment, and as of now, as we speak, minus 86%, right? So an absolute obliteration of your portfolio if you are enough unfortunate to hold some big bag of Mantra. I know it's RWA. I don't know exactly what supposedly are weak sides and strong sides of that coin. I don't really care. I always care only about the chart. At the end of the day, that's what counts. As you see, whatever fundamentals it had, it did not save it from this drop. What did save investors in this case, or would save investors in this case, would have saved is trade for impact algorithm. So that's why just consider contacting us and finding out about our offer, how we can use our systems, and so on. Another thing from my side, of course, other than Trade for Impact, because Trade for Impact is the system I created. I'm the author of it, meaning that I do apparently have some idea about what you should look at in the finance markets. And another thing coming from my side is, of course, my own coin, my own meme coin that I launched, which is a completely new type of a meme coin, because this is a managed meme coin. I call it a managed meme coin, meaning that this market is under my control. I have unprecedented argument of power here. I control the supply, how much I supply of the coin to the market. I sell it OTC. So definitely I do not have interest in dumping the price, because the lower the price is, the cheaper I have to sell it OTC. I control the liquidity here because the liquidity pool is as well under my control. So that is why I will be navigating this coin to keep going up, up, and up, and up only forever, practically forever, right? I will be taking all of the steps necessary to drive it eternally, forever. If you want to get a chunk of, I think it would be smart to take at least one USDT worth of it, because let's be honest, one USDT is zero risk. Even if something goes wrong and it goes to zero, which to be honest, I don't know what would have to go wrong. What would have to go wrong in order for it to go to zero, or in order for it to even dip significantly and not to recover fast. I don't really know. It's beyond my scope of my imagination. But with one USDT you risk nothing, and potentially it will be one USDT multiplying forever. So I think win-lose ratio is so good here that there's nothing really to discuss about. And the link to its trading pool you will find in the description section of this live stream on Jupiter Exchange. It's very easy to get that coin. So don't waste your time, because it's been in existence for 23 days, I think, right now, or I think this is 23 days for. There's, here is the ruler. It's 23 days. Yeah, it's been 23 days and it has risen to $61.06, down from $1. Okay, so that's we are talking about 61x in 23 days. Absolutely amazing result. This coin started with $100 of liquidity. Now it has, I think, like at least $10,000 of liquidity. So the liquidity has grown 100x. It has grown 61x in price and 100x in liquidity. And I strongly believe this pace will remain for quite some time. So that is why, maybe even for entire first year. So that is why this is still very early days of this coin. Getting in right now, I think, is the best thing you can do for yourself. Okay, so maybe let's go back to BTC USDT chart. We are in Bitcoin right now. Okay, and it's having actually it's not having the worst of times. That is why I tell you never to short, never to trade leverage, because even though right now we had a huge odds of this short working out, as you see right now we are countering it, and we went up. We are going up, and yeah, you would probably get wrecked, even with high odds. Whenever you trade leverage, the grade of precision you must present, you must bring to the table is so high, it's so easy to get wiped out. That's why my advice is never trade leverage, always trade spot. That's what we do at Trade for Impact. We never touch leverage, because like that we would never be successful, long-term successful in trading whatever, unfortunately. And we are very well aware of it. We've seen really good traders, performing sometimes even for years, and they still got wiped out at the very end. At the very end, anyway, right? So it's unavoidable. When you trade leverage, you're you getting wrecked is something that is absolutely unavoidable. All you can do is just postpone it. That's it. The best you can do is just postpone your liquidation. So that's not a very nice perspective in my eyes, and in eyes of Trade for Impact. Therefore, we do not trade leverage, and we always discourage people from trading leverage, because we know how high grade of precision it requires to be successful, and the bar is put so high that nobody will ever reach it. Let me tell you, if you know the math of it. Nobody ever will reach that the bar put that high. Right now on our Bitcoin position here, we are still in slight negative, minus 1% and a half. Then the deepest moment it was in minus 2.65. That's really nothing. On my live streams, either on my Polish YouTube channel, or maybe even on this YouTube channel, yeah, probably on this too. I already have I already have shown trades that initially went against our entry few percent, 4%, 5%, sometimes even more, and it still resolved in our favor, hugely in our favor, right? Because it still went back to our entry level, and then we rallied dozens of percent, right? On this very chart, right? On the Bitcoin chart. So this is, you must understand, this is very highly volatile market. Therefore, you must allow a little bit of volatility. I mean, you must allow volatility to work here, right? If you think that we are going to get entry and then see green only from there, then unfortunately this market is not for you. Things like that, they never happen here. I mean, yeah, once in 1 million probably you will get a trade like that, but it's so rare. It's really rare. Um, so you must have awareness what you are dealing with here, right? When it comes to altcoins, one of the trades that has played out really nicely is on ARDR, one of those that we manage right now. So as you see, we already scored plus 100%. It actually went a little bit higher. It went close to give us second double, but so far this coin is retracing. But to be honest, not all hope is lost. I think it has a chance to actually come back up and give us that second double, because I mean, look how tumultuous was price action after our entry, right? A lot of things was going on here. Here we in this zone we actually went into negative, but later on, as you see, it just went parabolic. The more parabolic it goes, the more volatility it acquires. So that is why it can easily. It's very, correct to expect it go actually even like this, right? It's 100% correct, because once it kicks off like this, it goes parabolic like this. The volatility index on this coin just goes absolutely crazy, and then it can have both same as huge moves up as huge moves down. That's perfectly natural. Nothing to worry about. What you must remember in those conditions is of course to take profits, just like we did, right? We literally retrieved our initial investment here. We left the rest in this market, right? So we just have taken out our initial investment. The rest, we don't really know how far it can go. It can literally make 1000% from here. So that's the smartest thing to do whenever you have the first opportunity to take profit on such market, is to take out your initial investment. The only place where it's going to be against your favor is high tech, but it's all just because this is a managed market. So this is you can treat it a little bit like a I don't know, hedge fund or something like that. So something along those lines, even though it's actually not exactly the same, because here the owner has the issuer, who is me in that case, has much more control over it than any trust has over their own I don't know, stock on the market, right? So it's I would even go as far as to say it's a little bit unfair against the bears. The way this coin is managed, the way this coin is created is literally unfair to the bears, because they're never going to win, right? And they can short it as much as as they want, and I have tools to blow them, out of the water instantly, right? Whoever is shorting this coin, I can blow them out at my wish. I can blow them out of the water instantly. If I don't blow them out of the water like this, it means something else is a little bit more beneficial right now. So, it's just unfair. Probably only very unfair market in the world right now. So that even speaks even more behind. I mean, for getting at least a little bit of it, like I said, get one USDT worth of high tech. That's going to do the job. That's still going to do the job, even though it sounds unbelievable. But the more you own that one USDT worth of high tech, the more you will be realizing that what I say is actually true. Okay, let me check how the connection is doing. It's actually doing fairly well. That's cool. I hope I'm not getting low resolution live stream like I did yesterday. No, it's actually is. I think the resolution is good. Yeah, it's good. Cool. Because what happened yesterday actually scared me a little bit. Like, what the hell? Why is it looking like that? And I realized just after I was done with everything. All right, so let's take a look how Bitcoin dominance is behaving in current situation. it has risen, keeps rising, 64%. What is really really something to respect, because the higher this thing goes, the stronger resistance it will encounter. So assuming BTC-D chart is not lying to us, which is perfectly possible because TradingView from time to time likes to, wink our direction, and then the next day it changes completely what was going on the preceding day. On the chart. So it's very, very good to know about it. Those aggregated charts, they carry that risk that TradingView will readjust the previous day to what really was going on, right? When you're observing it in present time, it will give you completely other data, completely other. Impression. On this live stream, it already happened a few times on my series of live streams. And the other chart is resting on $200 billion level, and I think that's absolutely great. That's absolutely great. That's second important level on my list here. The first one actually is 195, which is below. So we are not only above 195, but we are also above 200. So that's even better. Let's take a look how it looks on the daily. This is, of course, the chart I'm eyeing the most. I think this one is literally the most important chart for the entire crypto space. Why? Because it includes all of altcoins with exclusion of top 10 and Bitcoin and stablecoins. Because Bitcoin is not what brings the most people. Bitcoin is not what onboards the most people. What onboards the most people are all of the shitcoins, right? All of the shitcoins that carry the promise of becoming millionaire from $10 investment. And this chart here literally tries to calculate the state of that side of the market. So far, we are with the potential that we already bottomed out, and now we are in the process of proving it to the rest of the people. Of course, upcoming weeks are going to prove us if that's indeed the case. In my opinion, for now, I've been wrong many times in the past, so don't quote me on this. But I think the chances that we already bottomed out in the altcoin market are sky high, absolutely sky high. Of course, if you don't want to take the risk right now, if you think that it still can go lower or whatever, then like I said, get yourself a little bit of high tech. Here you will see it going up pretty much all the time, as you see. We had some dips though, eh? We had some dips here. Like here there was a dip, here there was a dip, here there was a dip, here there was a dip. There was few dips here. Here just recently there was a dip. One early investor withdrawn from the market. He literally sold all of his high tech, and probably he's regretting now. I think he's going to come back to this market sometime soon because I don't think he realized what kind of a market he's dealing with. The price, of course, is going to tell him that. So yeah, um, thanks to you knowing about high tech, you knowing about me, about my shows, you have that opportunity of getting into the ultimate hedge. Even if something really bad awaits this market, from now until some far future, high tech is going to perform absolutely amazing, regardlessly. Okay. What else can I discuss here? Let's take a look at USDT. Here it is. Share, like, and subscribe, guys. If you watch this show live right now, share, like, and subscribe is literally the best tip you can give me right now. If you watch it on X, or follow, right? If you watch it on X, follow. If you watch it on YouTube, subscribe. If you watch it on Rumble, follow. If you watch it on Twitch, I don't know what you guys got there, if it's following or subscribing, to be honest. But I still live stream to Twitch too. So let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, and that's what I was saying yesterday. That USDT looks like it may not be the end of the story yet, with USDT dominance increasing. And just today, a friend of mine, a very good and old friend of mine, he has called me and he asked me, should he buy more Bitcoin? Because he reads everywhere that Bitcoin is going to rise in price. And Trade for Impact has open long on Bitcoin right now, so that is why I believe we are going up. I'm not going to contradict my own algorithm, especially that over the years it has proven well too good that it knows what it's doing, right? So many times I thought the market is going to go the other way, the other way around, and it went exactly what my algorithm was indicating. But yeah, what my friend has told me is a little bit worrisome. Is It worries me a little bit because he said that he reads everywhere that Bitcoin is going to rise until September, and should he buy a little bit, right? Should he get himself a little bit or increase his allocation, because I know he already had some, but should he increase his allocation? And I told him, listen, if most of the people, if most of articles that you can easily find tell you that you should buy them, you should probably not buy. But maybe, I don't know, maybe because one person is a very small sample. Someone can be literally lucky with what content he stumbles upon on the internet, and maybe it's very accidental that he finds those articles. But the general public doesn't really see it, doesn't really is not really interested in it. So then it will not give you the real data about the market. That's why I always tell you guys to look at the chart. Don't look at the articles. Don't read articles. Don't look at whoever is telling you whatever. Just look at the chart. What the chart is saying. And right now the chart is telling me I'm in the Bitcoin position because Trade for Impact has opened a long position for me and for our customers. If something, but remember, if something spoils there, the same algorithm is going to close that position. Even if at a loss, it's going to close that position before the worst happens. So that's super important to remember about. So that one is a plus, of course, is for the market growing, an argument that the market is supposed to be growing. Another one is that the other chart looks like it's very, very oversold, and there is a strong interconnection in this market in between all of the elements. So that one is telling me that we should grow from here together with Bitcoin, or Bitcoin together with altcoins, at least to some extent. Bitcoin dominance, it acts as if market's supposed to drop, and USDT dominance right now with the current shape of the weekly candle also is suggesting like market may see a drop sometime soon. So it's contradictory. It's very contradictory right now because here in the scope we see higher highs and higher lows on the weekly, so that's inherently bullish. That's literally the most basic characteristic of an uptrend that you could come up with, and we have it here, right? So that's why I'm glad I don't have to make any decision on my own. I leave it to Trade for Impact. It's been working for me so well over the years, over the course of the years, and I recommend you literally the same. Other than that, get a chunk of my coin. If if you don't need sizable liquidity because this coin has no sizable liquidity right now, then throw something at it, and it will still serve you. If you need sizable liquidity because you want to invest a lot of money, then that's Trade for Impact because we trade on Binance. Binance has more liquidity than we could ever need. So that's the offer for you from my side. Okay, let's go over to X and let's see what we got here. I see people keep liking my posts. Alice Haley, quite a sizable profile. I talk about fashion and crypto. I'm pretty sure it's the best combination ever for marketing inquiries and blah blah blah. And she liked the message about, and she followed actually. Oh wow, she followed. She liked the message about new all-time high on high tech, which was back then $60.01. Now it's actually higher because today we've done all-time high twice. First time it was $60.01, and the second time it's $61.06. Right, so it's actually even higher now. And it's like this every day since its inception. So there you go. If you're looking for up-only coin, that's high tech. Naive. Girls realizing they slept with a sugar daddy just for $50 breaking back from China. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Yeah, that's the way it is, unfortunately. Those luxury products, they cost very little to produce. All of the rest is margin. The connection is staying strong so far. That's cool to see. Trump is not scheduled to speak during market hours today. Okay, so apparently Tom is happy. Yeah, this is what I've been pointing out, that Trump has introduced a lot of fear about himself, what he's going to do, and how he's going to affect the global finance. Because one day the White House said, pause with tariffs will never happen, and second day Trump announced, I'm making a pause for tariffs, right? So he literally has shown that he cannot be really trusted with what he says. Somebody's attacking me through the phone. Look on chain. Two newly created wallets spent 5 million USDC to buy Trump. Okay, at $7.93, and that was 8 hours ago. So that was 20 hours ago. I mean, never copy whales. I keep repeating it to you guys on almost every single show. I keep repeating to you: do not copy whales. Those guys get wrecked left and right. This market has made many millionaires out of billionaires, and it will continue to do so. We on Trump coin, we still don't have entry signal. We are not allocated into Trump yet, but we trade Trump. Let me tell you, we trade Trump coin, and whenever we get a signal on it, I'll definitely tell you about it here. So that is why if you want to trade on Trump coin and you want to do it efficiently, again, follow my live streams. Give me a follow, give me a subscribe, and you will definitely be much more efficient at it. Justin, Japan agrees to negotiate new trade deal with the United States. That was 32 minutes ago. Okay, that's a good news. Good news for the market. What else we got? Replying to into cryptoverse. Okay, so into cryptoverse, maybe he's talking about Bitcoin dominance increasing even more. Maybe, but I'm telling you guys, every single percent higher is going to be highly problematic. Highly problematic. Bob Lucas, time flies, my friend. My son will be 20 later this year. Oh wow, just $250 a month in a dividend reinvestment plan is now $353,000 and earns almost $10,000 in dividends. For all means, swing for your fences, but don't ignore the tortoise. Oh well. Oh wow, that's nice. That's really nice. But in 20 years, out of $250 a month, I think I would outperform it by 10x, to be honest, easily. Gemini now works in Google Sheets. Okay. A success that Microsoft would also like to have with Office 365. That's just not related to crypto. That's Simon Godek is not related to crypto either. Arkham alert. BlackRock just received 360. Sorry, 37. My God, I cannot speak. 37 million of BTC. All right. BlackRock buys. BlackRock's customers, they buy probably. If it's not from some hedge fund of BlackRock, it's not BlackRock. It's their customers. But of course, on crypto Twitter, you're not here about it because they want to pump their own bugs. They want you to buy, so you pump their own bugs. They don't understand that saturated market is oversold market, and it is a market destined for a correction, not the other way around. Cointelegraph. New China's foreign ministry called the 245% U.S. tariff claim a matter for Washington to explain, urging the U.S. to stop threatening and blackmailing and engage in equal dialogue. Yeah. So they keep wrestling. NVIDIA forward P right now is 17. 17. Okay, let's take a look at NVIDIA. I know it dropped a little bit because of some restrictions US government has imposed to NVIDIA. It dropped. Let's take a look by how much. It opened at minus 675, 77, 79, sorry, and now it's at minus 641. Not that much. NVIDIA is also a very volatile market, even though its capitalization is really big. I think it's worth more right now than the entire crypto market. So I wouldn't be overly worried about what's going on here, to be honest. But yeah, if you are going to see any stock market crash sometime this year, then NVIDIA is going to suffer greatly, specifically because of how much volatility kicked in there lately. Volatility is very a very good thing when you're on the right side of the trade, like we most of the time we are. It's a very very bad thing when you're on the wrong side of the trade. Like you could witness with Mantra token, right? With Mantra coin that just dropped minus 91% in the most drastic moment of that dip, and trade for impact saves you that hustle, saves you that those nerves, and allows you to pick up later on when everything comes down, pick up that coin at such discount, right? At literally 10x discount from the very floor. Mantra is going to rally for 100% sometime soon. It will make a couple of hundreds of percents from there, I imagine. But when it's going to happen, my system is going to know it. Me, I'm not going to know it. You are not going to know it. That is why you know where to go to get those gains just before they occur. What else we've got here? Just in Bitcoin market cap dominance hits a new 4-year high. There is no second best. It has to give. At some point, it has to give. Back. Even. Gold prices moved above $3,300 for the first time in history today. That was 2 hours ago. Yeah, gold keeps scoring all-time highs, but on the weekly it looks very hyperbolic. It will have to retrace at some point too. Youngju, crypto capital moves fast, too fast to stay anywhere for long. Since 2018, value-driven investors have basically gone extinct. Tired of waiting for real Web3 adoption, most either left or turned into pure profit gamblers.